Hello and welcome to the next instalment of our Chicago attraction series, in which we visit some of Chicago's best attractions to see what this famous city really has to offer. In this episode we are looking at the Big Bus tours. These are one of Chicago's hop-on, hop-off bus tours that takes guests on a whistle-stop tour of the city. These tours are designed to take people directly to all of the famous locations and show riders exactly what they are expected to see when visiting the city. It's kind of a cross between a tour and convenient transport, as the bus stops at all of the most visited locales, where you can hop right off, visit the attraction, then hop back on and carry on with the tour. However, these are very often viewed as tourist traps that do not really offer much in the way of an authentic experience or work that well as transport. So, in order to test out these hop-on, hop-off tour buses, we naturally hopped onto one to see how it works out. Big Bus Tours is one of the biggest operators of these tours, with tours operating in most of America's and Europe's most popular cities, meaning they really know what they're doing. But they are also part of the Go City Chicago Pass, which we were using to save money on visiting the city. We have a full review of this pass in the description below and a video review on the way, so like and subscribe so you know when that video drops, along with loads more Chicago and travel content. We were staying right in the heart of downtown Chicago, so headed straight to stop 1 of the tour. The driver simply scanned the pass and we were able to board the bus, heading straight upstairs for the best views. Being able to board at stop 1 was very convenient, but you can board at any stop for the first time, if that works better for you. Just ask the driver or agent and they will scan the pass or your prepaid ticket and let you on, or you could pay there and then if you have not pre-booked a tour. It's all very easy. Regardless of whether you have prepaid, using a pass, or bought a ticket on the day, upon boarding you will receive a paper ticket that you then use to show the driver every time you need to board. The route runs around the main tourist sites of downtown Chicago, taking you to most of the places you may want to go. However, the bus follows its set loop, so if you want to visit sites, you need to do them in the order the bus travels. You can't just head to where you want to go. You need to do the full loop. This makes it pretty bad as a form of transport. There are far better and cheaper ways to get around the city, such as the Loop, taxis and Ubers. You need to see the bus as a tour. It takes you slowly around the best parts of the city with the ability to hop off at the best locations and pick it up later on. It gives you a great overview of the city. With the onboard narration, you are bound to pick up loads of knowledge about the city as you do the tour. Our first stop was simply the next stop along and felt like we could probably have walked it in less time than it took to wait for the bus, which arrives every 30 minutes approximately. With a quick trip up to the amazing sky deck on top of the Willis Tower, and then we were back on the bus and on our way again. The next section of the tour took us into the heart of downtown Chicago, showing us some of the public art installations, various interesting shops and architectural buildings, and past a couple of other stops of attractions that we were not visiting today, such as the Chicago Art Institute. With the busy city centre traffic, this part of the tour was really slow and we spent large parts of it stationary, with the audio tour often running out of things to say. The audio tour is provided through headphones that are given to you upon boarding. They are not great quality, but they do the job. The audio is pre-recorded and not provided live like on some of these tours. This means it's a little monotonous and bland in delivery, but still really interesting. The tour then leaves the city and heads out towards the museum campus and the planetarium. On this leg of the tour, things started speeding up quite a lot, and as it was winter, it was particularly fresh up top in the open air. The views were stunning though as the bus headed out of the city, giving us more sweeping views of the skyline. We were not stopping at the museum campus as we had visited the museums yesterday, but these would be a great place to jump off at. We did manage to hop off for a few seconds to grab some epic skyline shots at the planetarium. We stayed on the bus for stop 5, the planetarium, stop 6, museum campus and stop 8, the Sheraton Chicago, before heading down towards Navy Pier with more stunning views of the city. As we approached the pier, we headed under the low overpasses which were pretty close to our heads and then turned down towards stop 8, Navy Pier, where we did hop off to explore the pier and visit a few attractions. At the pier we headed to the Centennial Wheel and booked onto a river cruise. Both of these were on the pass and were great fun. Here is a quick glimpse of what those attractions were like. After having some fun at the pier, we headed back to the bus stop. The Buses arrive every 30 minutes or so, but we timed it perfectly just as a bus was coming in. We then stayed on the bus until stop 9, where we jumped off at the old water tower to check out the Holy Name Cathedral, which was featured in The Miracle on 34th Street movie, one of our favourite Christmas films. This was also the stop for the Miracle Mile and 360 Chicago, which we visited yesterday, link in the description, along with all the attractions we visited on this trip. This was not the last stop, but we decided that we would walk the short distance back to the hotel from here rather than jump on another bus. Overall, we had a great time on the bus, and it took a lot of the hassle out of getting to and from the attractions we wanted to visit. Having the bus on the Go City Pass meant it was great value, but we do think these are pricey tours if you buy them separately. Definitely consider getting a pass. The views from up top were great, especially as we headed out of the centre to get the amazing panoramic views of the skyline. You do need to plan your day in the order the bus visits the stops rather than doing your own schedule. A full loop takes well over an hour, so it is not time efficient to stay on the bus and keep going around. These bus tours are the very definition of touristy, so if you are looking for an authentic experience, then these may not be for you. But we find authentic experiences in a city are pretty imaginary, as very few people really live in downtown Chicago. 95% of the people here are visitors, either for fun or for work in one way or another, so we tend to embrace the tourist in us and just have fun, which these tours are, along with a great way to see the city, learn a few basics and get to and from many of the city's best attractions. All in all, they make for a great day out sightseeing in the city. Just try and time it for clear weather, as there is little fun sitting on an open-top bus in the rain or snow. We have loads of more Chicago content coming up, along with endless travel content from all of America's best city and travel locations. So like and subscribe to help us grow the channel and keep bringing you the best content. See you in the next video.